Alright all, and welcome back to a new video reviewing the 2020 Cheltenham Festival and my bets that I have put up over the last number of months for the 2020 Cheltenham Festival. A brilliant week, I must confess. Like, from my perspective, being over there, I've dreamed so much about being over there for the festival and going over for it, and when you were there, it was almost a bit surreal. Sometimes you had to kind of take a step back from it and kind of just realise, I suppose, and be so appreciative of the reason you're there. And I thought it was some stunning racing. Obviously, I don't think there was any weird vibe at the course with the coronavirus and stuff like that. I'm trying to keep my mouth shut on it, to be honest. The whole situation, whether it should have gone on or whether it shouldn't have, I'm not so sure, but I'm glad it did, and I thought there was some excellent performances, some excellent races, and I hope you guys backed a couple of winners. I know a couple of you guys were backing winners throughout the week, so hopefully you guys did so. I'm just going to look through all the bets I put up. I'm not going to go through them one by one, because the one thing that I suppose of quite a few you probably thought, and it was something that I kind of realised getting closer and closer to the festival, is I just put up too many anti-post picks. And they've kind of what's killed me, I suppose, from getting a really decent return on kind of profit. It's hard to know because I didn't put up any points. It's probably something for like next year's anti-post, whether you guys want to maybe me to do it more, saying put X amount on, or maybe do it by a point system or something. I did that for a bit on Instagram. I'm probably going to return to doing that on Instagram and Twitter in the next couple of weeks. But pretty much what I've done is, just to kind of make it as easy as possible, is actually a guy in the comments, a guy Nicholas. Fair enough to you, Nicholas. You've been doing very well in terms of tracking my bets. Probably a bit better than myself. But I'm going to do it the way he was doing it, in terms of just a point per selection. So it was a point win. My rationale was it was a point win on anything 10, like single figure price, and each way of like a 0.5 point each way on anything that was bigger than a single figure price. Unless I extremely stated that it was an each way selection. So there was one, say the conditional, I'll give that away, that was 8-1, but I advised it each way. So I haven't kind of taken the easy option and gone a point win on the conditional when I clearly advised it as an each way selection. So I've tried not to kind of spoof you guys at all. I've done a quarter of the odds for the each way selections, because the majority of my anti-post bets were a quarter of the odds. And yeah, so that's kind of the way I've done it. So I hope you guys, I'm not kind of spoofing anyone with anything. These are all the selections I've put up. There were 64 different selections, so there was 64 points, which, as I said just a minute or two ago, is too much. I understand that looking at it now, but it's probably something that I can learn from and maybe be a bit more economical with my bets going forward. We did make a profit, though, which was great. Now, it was a very small profit. It was a profit of 4.51 points. So it was 68.51 points gained. I can show people, I've got spreadsheets mapped out and everything, doing all of them, doing all the calculations. But I'm going to just run through them day by day. So on the first day, staked 16 points, 16 selections. For all that, kind of taking a point to be a fiver each, like the half point each way to be a fiver each way, and the point win to be just a tenner on the nose, you would have lost €44 or £44, €44, 37 pence, or 4.43 points. That being said, we had a bit of success. We had the conditional, was our only winner. He was advised at 8-1. Discorama advised at 12-1 placed. Darver Star at 15-2 placed. And Beakstown at 12-1 also placed as well. They all ran well. In terms of the major races on day one, I thought Epatante was seriously good. I thought the Supreme form looks good. I think the Arkle form is fairly wavy. The National Chase was a bit of a dog's race in the end. the handicaps were tough as expected. Vindication actually ran a stormer, I thought, in the Ultima. Day 2 was probably my worst day. Well, it wasn't probably, it was definitely my worst day. 14 points staked. Again, with the Euros, with the fivers, tenors, you would have lost £87.50 or 8.75 points. It was a bad day, and the reason it was a bad day was Appreciated, who was advised at 16 to 1, and instead of returning, a big one for him winning, with him coming second, it was only £25. MYLN won, advised at 5 to 4 back in February. That was the day 2 official preview, and Easy Work was advised in that exact same video as well at 16 to 1, and he ran a very good race. Appreciated was put up on the 3rd of January at 16 to 1, just in case you guys don't believe me and want to kind of backdate anything. I'm sure some of you might, some of you won't. Day 3 was by far the best day, and actually it was the only day I made kind of a profit, like based on this point system, but it was a big profit. It would have been 180 quid or 18 points worth of profit from 16 points laid out, and because that was my big anti-post day. Simply the Bets advised at 9 to 1 in the handicap video. 2A per me placed, advised at 16 to 1 back in early February. Emma Tom placed, advised at 12 to 1. Min winning, advised at 12 to 1 back in September last year. And Sam Crow, which a lot of you guys took the mick out of me for, advised at 16 to 1 on the day 3 official preview on Betfair. Which was actually, that was just brilliant, because I had the 3 of them, Sam Crow, Min and Simply the Bets, on at those prices, 16s, 12s and 9s. So that was, day 3 was absolutely brilliant, which is odd, because day 3 usually isn't good for me. In terms of the big races, sorry, I didn't really cover the big races on day 2. MYLN, absolutely super. Some good horses behind him in that Ballymore that will make decent enough chasers as well. RSA, Champ is very good, but I don't think he can win a Gold Cup jumping like the way he did. Champion Chase was kind of a bit of a write-off, unfortunately, by the end of it. Definitely just saw he ran very flat. Politolog, good to get his day in the sun. And I don't understand how Appreciated didn't win the bumper. I thought turning in, I was counting the cash, but he did get turned over. The Mars was probably one of the greater spectacles of the week. Good to see Sam Crow back. Min deserving his day in the sun. Stayers Hurdle, unfortunately, I don't want to say it because obviously great for Liz Nagar, Oscar and connections. Good for Rebecca Curtis to get a winner back at Cheltenham, and a big winner at that. But it did have a bit of a kind of feel to it, with Paisley Park bombing out so badly. Coming 7th, found with abnormal heart rhythms. You could only just hope that he can come back anywhere near the same horse, and he wouldn't be without a chance of regaining his crown. And going into the last day, we staked 18 points on the last day, and we would have lost 3 quid, or minus 0.03 points. We got 17.97 points back that day. 2 for the County Hurdle that did me well, which I advised on Twitter late, because just the way I had to record the videos for the final selections, it was just the way it was. So I put up Aramon at 8 to 1 and Saint Roy at 15 to 2. Saint Roy won, and won very easily. Aramon at 8 was brilliant. Fury Road placed, advised at 16s back in early January, and in the same video I advised Alboom Photo at 9 to 2, and he went off 10 to 3 and won the Gold Cup. And Shantou Flyer, as I said to you, was the most rock solid each way horse of the whole meet. I said that to you when he was 16 to 1. He went off 3 to 1, which was the biggest shambles of all time, how he was going off 3 to 1. But anyway, he ran another good race, just not quite good enough to win. So as I say, overall a profit of 4.51 points. You guys, if you're watching these videos expecting me to completely light up your tipping lives, it's just not going to happen. I'm a normal man's punter. That's, it's no great shakes, but it's a relatively good week. It's a profitable week. I had a profitable week. you know, if you want the big guys, go and watch Paul Keeley or David Jennings or whoever, or Gavin Lynch. Like, they're the guys that get paid to do it and get paid big money to put up those types of bets for you. I'm just kind of trying to just, like, to be honest, breaking even at Cheltenham, it's a hard feat and one that shouldn't be taken lightly. So to get a profit, which I did, I actually ended up getting a little more of a profit than that would suggest, but that was because I ended up backing a couple of horses. I backed like Imperial Aura on the day and stuff like that. I kind of just had I probably should have put him up, to be honest, because I liked Simply the Bet so much. He was my like handicap nap, and Imperial Aura tied into the form. So that was probably an oversight from my perspective. But I hope you guys did enjoy these videos over Cheltenham, and maybe let me know down below whether you'd want more weekly videos or something like that. It's obviously up in the air what's going to happen in the racing world at the moment, but at the moment they're carrying on behind closed doors. I don't know how long that will last, but if you want to see more, do let me know. And also do follow me on Twitter and Instagram, because you will definitely get more daily content there. Both of those links will be down in the description below. Let me know how your punting week went. Obviously a steady enough week from myself, gaining a little bit of a profit, and hopefully next year maybe with a bit more concise selections than 64 selections, which was completely over the top. But maybe next year, with that in hindsight, we can go that little bit better. Until next time, which may be Aintree, fingers crossed, maybe Fairyhouse Punchestown, one of those. Hope you have a lucky time of it, land a couple of punts, and I'll see you then. Cheers.